Somalia, right? That's his name, right? Send him to Ethiopia, Somalia.
He'd be in a re-education camp right now.
皆さんこんにちは、ケイガさんです。今回はジョニーソマリ逮捕のニュースをしたアメリカ人配信者や YouTuber の反応ビデオチェックします。So today we're going to be checking out the reactions of popular YouTubers and live streamers in the West. But I think it's very interesting to see the perspective of other YouTubers and live streamers who don't normally make content about Japan. As of right now, I don't think there's been any news yet about the Somali stuff. I think someone said that he's still apprehended by the police. They're still holding him, but there's no information as of how much his sentence will be or if he's going to stay in Japan. 何も知らないです。By the way, if you haven't heard yet, I started a new channel, and this channel will be specific for only She in the Spot videos. So if you're interested in that, please consider checking that out. The link to that will be in the description box. But with that being said, 行きましょう. Let's go. チャンネル登録してね.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, right? Johnny Somali's and his sidekick's career may be over in Japan, okay? Because getting arrested in Japan, you know, pretty rare. I feel like pretty hard to do. But if you do get arrested, then boy, it's probably not good for you, okay? Because according to this website right here, some other things that I have read, basically in the Japanese legal system, you are guilty until proven innocent. And police can detain you for up to 23 days without any type of official charge. And you're not able to request bail. Now, after that, if you are charged by a prosecutor, they have the discretion to extend your time in jail. And that could be several months, okay? Even if it is a minor crime. Now, the conviction rates in Japan are apparently more than 99%. So basically, if you get arrested and you get charged, you're definitely going to be found guilty. Okay, and apparently for trespassing, you could spend up to 3 years in prison with a maximum fine of 100,000 yen. Now, I don't know if all that is true. Okay, I read that on multiple websites. Not sure if that's the case. I'm not sure if that's actually what Johnny Somali is facing, but it would be pretty hilarious if it is. I think he should be deported, right? I think he should be deported. Just don't deport him to the United States, right? Send him to Somalia, right? That's his name, right? Send him to Ethiopia, Somalia, okay? Send him there, right? Deport him. Deport him there, okay? And see if he can build his career being an agent of chaos in one of those countries. I'm sure he probably won't last too long. I'm just saying. This is exactly what happens, again, when you go to these other countries and you start to act like this. And it really is embarrassing as an American, right? Americans, when we travel abroad, people already have their thoughts about you, right? Stereotypes about Americans. And the last thing that you want to do is to essentially be an agent of chaos overseas and to give people reasons to not like you or to not like Americans. Again, if any of you guys have ever traveled abroad for an extensive period of time, again, everybody, every country has their own opinions of Americans, and it's not always positive, right? And again, guys like this don't really help us out when other Americans are traveling overseas, especially if you're black, right? If you're you know, darker skin or whatever, even though I wouldn't count this guy as black, right? Again, he's an Arab, right? He's in the Arab category for me. He's a dark-skinned Arab. But I'm just saying, regardless, it's just not a good look. And it's about time he effed around and found out. I hope that he is held in jail, okay? I hope they throw him in prison. And I don't care about due process. I don't care about any of that stuff because we've already seen it on film. Hold him as long as possible. Deport him. Just don't send him here. Deport him to Ethiopia, Somalia, right? Because, again, that's where people like him belong, okay? Agents of chaos, okay? I'm just saying. Keep him out of the civilized countries, right? Because he's not acting civilized enough to be in a country like Japan or the United States, to be quite honest with you. And I don't know why these companies continue to allow these people to make money off of being agents of chaos. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. But
at this. He had 825 viewers. So this guy is not going out, like, he's not the biggest, most popular content creator. Everybody isn't watching this. People don't actually watch this dude. They just don't like him, right? So in the top percentile. Well, what I'm saying is, like, that's not the predominant content on the platform. Like, you go on Twitch, for example, there's a video right there. It's a great Ludwig video. I'll give it a like. I'm glad this fucking happened. Thank God. It's like there's a lot of people that have more than 800 fucking viewers, right? That's the point that I'm trying to get at. A lot of people have more than 800 viewers. And because of that, guess what? He's lucky he got jail time. Do that in the Middle East and it's head on the chopping board. Yeah, well, that's why he's not doing it in the Middle East. Is like he explicitly went and he was trying to harass people in Japan because he thought he could get away with it. Like, so this is the funny thing, right? Is that why do you think this guy went to Japan to do this and not El Salvador? Imagine he went to Saudi Arabia and he did this. Imagine he went to Dubai and he did this. Imagine he went to China. He'd be in a re-education camp right now. Yeah,
I think he belongs there.
So the truth is that, like, he went to a place like this because he thought he could get away with it. That's the whole point. And the funny fucking thing about it is that he did. Like, he tried to make the Japanese people break and make them abandon their culture and their composure, and he failed.
Very strong words.
Nobody did beat the shit out of him, really. Except for one person who wasn't even from Japan. The Japanese people let him do that until he did something wrong. He pushed it too far. And now he could have potentially ruined his whole life. So the one thing that he came there to do, to make them look bad, it didn't work. And that's what I think the funniest fucking thing about this whole thing is. Isn't that cute?
Loser. But he has now been arrested, and that's what I want to talk about, because that is a huge W. That is long overdue. So he got arrested because he broke into a construction site on stream, and there's footage of him being arrested because he films everything that happens there because it's all content. And this might actually be the happiest moment of his life because he knows this is another article about to be written about him, which means maybe a couple extra viewers there to point and laugh at him like the clown he is. You can see his eyes light up. He is loving it. Having the handcuffs thrown on him, it's all being captured on stream. This is better than Christmas for him. He got the ultimate gift here. Santa Claus was real nice to him. And he got like a 72-hour ban on Kick, which was lifted, because obviously Kick doesn't ban anyone for fucking anything. Someone could go on Kick Live right now and execute a man in cold blood, and they'd probably just ban him for 24 hours and be like, well, he's probably learned his lesson by now. But anyway, even as Johnny was being arrested, he did not go quietly into the night. He made sure to deliver more high-quality, gut-busting comedy that he's become known for by mentioning nuclear disasters, because that's all he fucking says there. He mentions the nuclear bombs during World War II and the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster as jokes. That's the joke he likes to make. He's literally just an edgy bot. There's barely even a brain left in his skull. He's just been programmed to say the most generic, edgy shit that he can muster up in order to jingle keys in front of his pathetic chat that supports him. So, as of right now, there's no new updates on the status of Johnny, whether he's still in custody or if he's even going to be allowed to stay in Japan. Hopefully, he won't be allowed to stay in Japan unless it's staying in a prison, because he's just been terrorizing Japan. And after months of documented evidence of his behavior and the deplorable shit he's done over there, I don't understand why they'd let him stay there with no problem at all. But I guess we'll see. I want to give you.
But as for Johnny and Gino, they are literally making national headline news in Japan. Like, their arrest is the most read news article on a Japanese news site known as Sankai Shimbun. I hope I am saying that correct. I think so. My few semesters taking Japanese have definitely failed me, but yeah, that's close enough. You get it. I'm flashing on screen. And we know he's seeing this headline in jail right now and is grinning ear to ear like Luffy seeing his wanted poster because he thinks he's famous off this. Like, in his mind, he's like, I'm trending. I did something bad, but I'm trending. I'm famous. No, you are public enemy #1, gang. Like, you are not famous. Like, I mean, yeah, you're famous, but you're all the wrong kinds of famous, bro. But we all know Johnny and Gino don't quite have all the screws intact up here. So, you know, that's expected. These two got locked up because of trespassing, and police actually had an entire warrant out for their arrest. So, like, the police were on it. They were like, yo, we're getting them gone. Get them out the cut, put them in a cell, make them rot for a second, then kick them out, ban them. And it's crazy because these two knuckleheads decided to trespass into a construction site while live and just supplying mountains of evidence for police. It's honestly real comical how stupid these two are. Like, if you're going to commit crimes, why would you broadcast it? Like, seriously, like, especially when you are on a platform that's already heavily scrutinized. Like, why would you broadcast and leave those VODs up? Like, but honestly, all in all, I think this should just serve as a big lesson for anyone thinking of IRL streaming in literally any other country. Y'all for real gotta understand and realize that you're not in America no more, gang. This is an entirely different country. You can't be doing any of this and expecting to face nothing, especially when you go to these other countries that literally chop people's legs off for breathing the wrong way. My advice is cut it out, or you're literally going to face the foreign law and you're gonna face it to the fullest extent, and you do not want that, gang. I'm just saying. Japanese jail is no joke. I mean, just look it up. Like, it is no joke. You do not want to play in a Japanese jail. I'm gonna flash up a little schedule of what people have to go through in Japanese jail. You don't want to do that. It's going to break them. I'm pretty sure that system is designed to break you. So he's coming out of change, man.
So there you go, guys. Those are the opinions of some of the top YouTubers and streamers in the West, and honestly, I agree with a lot of the things that they said. I still think that he shouldn't be in jail in Japan unless they can ship him back to America and then file the charges over there, get prison over there. I think that's so much better, but I don't think that's how the law system works. I don't really know how that kind of stuff works because I have no idea. I saw a lot of you guys mention that you were very surprised of how the police didn't tell him anything in English. They were basically speaking to him in Japanese and telling him his charges in Japanese. And honestly, I don't think that the Japanese police should learn English for these foreigners that don't try to learn Japanese, or at least attempt, especially for the people that are getting arrested. I don't really think the Japanese police needs to learn this kind of stuff because it's not really their job to cater to foreigners. If you're gonna come to Japan, at least please know a little bit of Japanese. And if you're getting arrested, I mean, that's your fault. The same thing can be said about any other country. If you go to America, for example, the police there only speak English. And maybe if you live in the southern part of America, maybe some of the police can speak Spanish as well. But honestly, I think that the Japanese police shouldn't really have to push themselves to learn English. I think the way things are right now are just fine. But please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comment section what you thought about this. What did you think about these guys' opinions and all that good stuff? With that being said, 皆さん、またね。